Boston News, first at 4, continues.
Hello again. The House investigation into the January 6th Capitol attacks is entering a new phase, with members on the Select Committee probing key allies of former President Donald Trump. But some are refusing to comply with subpoenas, and lawmakers on the committee have warned they're prepared to take action. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol insurrection says it will move forward with seeking a criminal contempt charge against former White House strategist Steve Bannon for not complying with a subpoena. His attorney sent a letter to lawmakers Wednesday saying in part, until such time as you reach an agreement with President Trump or receive a court ruling as to the extent, scope, and application of the executive privilege, Mr. Bannon will not be producing documents or testifying.
He's using every excuse he can find to stall it.
New York Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, who chairs the Oversight Committee, says she believes the January 6th committee will be aggressive in enforcing their growing list of subpoenas.
In our country, no one is above the law, including the President of the United States. We're a government by the people, for the people, and that's what January 6th is trying to look at.
In a blow to former President Trump, President Biden formally rejected Mr. Trump's claim of executive privilege over specific documents requested by the committee. In a letter, the White House counsel said the president believes the assertion of executive privilege is not in the best interest of the United States and is therefore not justified. The letter goes on to say those documents must be turned over within 30 days unless a court intervenes. CBS News has also confirmed former acting attorney general in the Trump administration's final days is complying. Jeffrey Rosen sat for an interview with the Select Committee Wednesday for about 8 hours. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Well, next week, the Select Committee is scheduled to vote on whether to move forward with referring a contempt charge against Steve Bannon. Ultimately, the full House would have to take a vote, and then it would go to the Department of Justice for review.
We broke out into some sunshine this afternoon. That's really helped bring us to not far from record highs, quite frankly. But the clouds, they're on their way back as we head into tonight. US 119 camera at Pine Mountain. You see some of that sunshine earlier today, though we're starting to cloud up just a bit. Mountain Parkway at Slade, even more cloud cover beginning to work in, even with a few of those peaks of blue sky out there. We're back up to 80 at Jackson. It's 81 in Hazard right now. It's 84 warm degrees in Monticello. Yes, it's October the 14th, and it's still 84 degrees. Most of the rest of us in those upper 70s. Dew points right now, they are well into that almost summer-like category in the mid and upper 60s. We even had a few low 70s on the way as well. We're going to start to bring more moisture in as winds come out of the southwest, bringing the warmth and the moisture in our direction. So as we head into tonight, we're going to see those clouds on the increase, and we're going to see some of those temperatures stay on the milder side. Of course, you'll always want to download that WYMT weather app, but as we head into tonight, we're in the mid-60s under mostly cloudy skies. A little bit of patchy fog possible as well, but we've got some time to where coming up in the next little bit where that 65 is going to be warmer than our daytime highs, and I'll have the details on that coming up in a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Evan, thank you. A panel of outside FDA advisors is close to making a decision on Moderna's request for a more widespread rollout of its smaller dose COVID-19 booster. If approved, those shots could start going into Americans' arms as soon as next week. Meanwhile, the president continued his push to get more Americans vaccinated ahead of the holidays and winter flu season. Skylar Henry is outside FDA headquarters with more.
An FDA advisory panel has voted to authorize Moderna booster shots for people vaccinated at least 6 months ago, or high risk or over 65 years old. A CDC committee will meet next week to set guidelines for the rollout. Moderna booster shots are already being administered to some immunocompromised Americans. The FDA panel will also vote Friday on whether to authorize a second Johnson & Johnson dose for some high-risk Americans. And they'll hear a presentation of mixing booster shots from different manufacturers.
The FDA and CDC have already authorized Pfizer's third shot for older and higher-risk Americans. The Biden administration says so far, 1 in 3 eligible seniors have received that booster shot.
At the White House, President Biden touted progress on getting more Americans vaccinated, but he says the number of unvaccinated Americans, 66 million, is still too high.
Please get vaccinated. That's how we put this pandemic behind us.
The president credits employer mandates for driving the latest surge in COVID-19 shots. The Labor Department is expected to issue an emergency rule soon for businesses with 100 or more workers to implement vaccine requirements or regular testing. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Later this month, an FDA committee will meet to decide whether to authorize Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. President Biden says enough vaccine doses have already been purchased for that age group. Well, the Transportation Security Administration says 40% of its workers are unvaccinated, and the deadline is looming. Now, they need to be fully vaccinated by November 22nd, right before the busy Thanksgiving travel period. It takes weeks for doses to kick in, so time is running out. Even with the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, employees would have to get the shot by November 8th. The TSA administrator says the agency is creating contingency plans in case of a staff shortage. Some American adults enjoy an alcoholic beverage every now and then, while others enjoy drinking a lot and often. According to a new report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 1 in 6 adults say they binge drink. About a quarter of them say they do it at least once a week. Binge drinking is defined as consuming 5 or more drinks in one sitting for men and 4 or more drinks in one sitting for women. But the report found a quarter of people say they sometimes have at least 8 drinks in one sitting. Now, the CDC says this kind of alcohol consumption can increase the risk of disease and even death. While shopping at your favorite stores this fall, you may have noticed it's harder to find what you're looking for. For employees at stores like Spirit Halloween, the spookiest part of Halloween in 2021 might be a struggle to keep items on the shelves. Sales are 3 times more than 2019, according to Spirit Halloween store manager Kim Mansour.
I think people are decorating a lot more this year because we can barely keep decor and animatronics, things like that in stock. As soon as we get them, they go out the door.
Mansour, says there are changes with shipping. Sometimes multiple trucks come a week instead of one big load. Spirit Halloween's absorbing shipping costs instead of increasing prices. Well, Butterball is recalling some of its ground turkey products due to the possible contamination concerns. The company says small pieces of hard blue plastic may have ended up in some of the products. It includes 2.5-pound trays of farm-to-family Butterball all-natural ground turkey with the sell-by date of October 18th. Also, 3-pound trays of Kroger ground turkey with the sell-by date of October 17th. People who still have the products in their freezers are urged to either throw them away or return them to the store. Butterball has more information on the recall online at butterball.com. Well, W.R. Castle Fire and Rescue in Johnson County received a new addition to its fleet of rescue vehicles on Thursday. A truck was donated from Big Sandy RECC to serve as the Fire and Rescue Squad's newest rescue truck. The truck, a 2001 Chevy Silverado, was previously used as a RECC lineman truck that was dispatched for power line repairs during outages. Now, while the truck is in need of a bit of a makeover, officials with the rescue squad say it will serve a large role throughout the community for years to come.
It'll be used for a lot of different purposes. It'll be great for forest fires, but as I said, when the snow gets on and we have people who need to get out, maybe the ambulance can't get there, that type of thing, we'll use it to tow our swiftwater rescue boat that we were donated a couple years ago. And again, that was something we had a lot of use for this past year, so it's going to serve a lot of purposes for our community and really help us out.
Big Sandy RECC President and General Manager Bruce Davis also said it was an honor to be able to help out local volunteer firemen and the community as a whole. We'll have more from W.R. Castle Fire and Rescue coming up at 5:30. A winner has been chosen for People Magazine's Cutest Rescue Dog. Eastern Kentucky's own Heaven won the title yesterday. Just look how cute. Owner Jackie Rakers from Illinois tells us the competition has brought a lot of newfound fame to her furry companion, fame that Rakers plans to use to spread a message of adopting rescue animals. Those with the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter, where Heaven is from, agree, citing a need for adoption now more than ever.
Temperament is really what they look for in shelters. A lot of times the best dogs, like Heaven, are extremely shy in shelters, so people don't really notice them.
Our Chaz Jenkins will have more on Heaven and her recent victory, including an interview with Rakers. That's coming up tonight at 6. Well, coming up on First at 4, we'll share the results of new research shining a spotlight on headlights and safe driving.
And you may want to locate those sweaters and sweater vests because cold weather is on the way. I'll have the full details coming up.
WYMT News.